ladies and gentlemen? We are live. I'm just letting the food equipment digital disruptors know. Listen, you're here for a new episode of Rich Maliki is Fired Up. And so we got the fire in the background as usual, the new signature series. And Lisa is here behind the mic, on the other side of the mic, I mean.
Always.
And we're rolling through the week, another week here in Jersey. So I hope wherever you are, you're doing well. We're expecting a little bit more snow possibly today and another nor'easter. Thursday to Friday or Friday to Saturday or something. So we're gonna get more accumulation. And I'm not fired up about that because that just means that we're gonna be having guys possibly idled at the curb.
That would put the fire out.
That would mean loss of revenue. We don't want that. We can't afford that right now as an economy, as an industry, as a business. So, but listen, we're not here for that. I'm fired up. I'm fired up. Why am I fired up? Because there's certain things that are going on in the industry and we're not talking about it enough, but we're going to change the conversation and we're going to do it in a positive way. All right. We're not looking to bash anyone. We're not looking to hurt anyone. We're looking to compromise. I think we're looking to meet in the middle where it matters and understand that this is a partnership. What am I talking about? Manufacturer service partnerships, but more so I'm fired up about time being deducted on service calls that are under warranty.
You're really getting fired up right now.
I'm fired up. So, and I'm not the only one. Just before we came on this fired up serious session right here, one of our brothers in the food equipment group, Quentin, brought to the table some more things that are going on with manufacturers and customers needing service on the weekend, and factories saying to them, "Well, sorry, we don't cover that. You're gonna have to pay." Customer didn't want to hear it, but anyway, listen. Here's what you do: go to Facebook, go to the Food Equipment Digital Disruptors, join the conversations. All right, that's a little teaser. I can't go more into that right now. You're gonna have to get over there and jump in the conversation yourself. So I'm gonna give a real world scenario, real world situation here of something that just happened yesterday. And this is something that happens often. And the discussion is often, this is the way it is, take it or leave it. And I think, well, maybe I don't think, maybe I know that the tides are starting to change. And I don't know if we have any service guys or girls here in the room with us, but.
Well, Taz says it's his favorite subject.
Is really?
Yes.
So listen, yeah, warranty service is a tricky one to navigate, my friend. Taz has been around in the industry, and he knows the deal. From the service perspective, listen, I'm going to jump on here for anyone because we had some people that maybe didn't know, but let's just talk basic real quick. Food equipment service, okay? From the service side, we service equipment. What do we sell? Time. We sell time. That is our biggest sale every day of the week. We sell time. And sometimes we get to sell the part with that time because parts fail. It's not a matter of if the part's going to fail. It's a matter of when the part's going to fail. So we're going to be there for that part when it does fail. And we want to be able to change it. And we also want to get paid for our time because we pay our technicians top dollar. And when I say top dollar, come to the New Jersey, New York market and ask anybody what these top rated senior service technicians are making. They're making bank, bro. Okay? So it's a little Step Brothers reference. Do you know that? Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay. I want to drive a Range Rover. I want to be like you. All right. So, not to get off topic. Who else do we have here anyway?
John Stapleforth.
Ah, yes.
He said, looking forward to the next event next year. Nice fireplace again.
Yes. All right. So, now that we understand what food equipment service does, we sell time. Warranty service and manufacturer partnerships. Very important to me. Very important to me. People that call me and ask me that are factory authorized for manufacturers and they wanted partnerships. I explain to them the importance of it. I'm not going to get into that now, but that might be something to talk about in the future. It's important to me to have these partnerships. I'm proud to, say that I'm factory authorized for this brand and for that brand and for this brand and for that brand. It makes me feel good. My father worked hard over the years to get those partnerships. I've worked hard over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years to get the new manufacturer partnerships in the door here. And I want to carry those into the next decade, after that. And hopefully our family is here to bring in more. I mean, that's what it's about. It's about manufacturer partnership relationships. They matter. And listen, me and Lisa talked about this. I take everything personal.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help it. Okay, I take it personal. When you discount my technician's time on a job, and you have these guidelines. So let's start there. Manufacturers have put guidelines in place to say this part takes 15 minutes to replace. So we get 15 minutes time to replace that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then there's something, this part takes an hour and a half to replace. That's all we're going to pay you for. This part takes 5 hours or 4 hours. That's all we're going to pay you for.
But what's the reality of that?
What's the reality of that? The reality is, and if there's a manufacturer that is available, that wants to jump in, please do. I don't want to say I have all the answers or I know everything. This is obviously my perspective. And so my perspective is just the belief that these things are being looked at from an engineering perspective on a factory floor, and they bring somebody in and they're changing those parts. And they're saying, okay, done, hour. That's all that part takes an hour. That's not real world. My guys are out there, service technicians across the globe are out there in kitchens that are being prepped. There's prep going on. Okay, there's fryers. They might be working on a steamer, but there's a fryer over here, and these guys are doing fryer. Oil's being spilled on them. There's guys that are walking around. They have to get up and they have to stop 10 times just to get one bolt out. There's real world stuff going on that are not being taken into account for that time. So I get angry. I do. And I listen, I'm at the point, and I know I'm not alone on this, because I have discussions with my Professor brothers and sisters. So I'm not alone on this. Service is king. King.
If I can just put Taz's comment up here. OEM sells machines, service sells labor, dealer sells parts, FM sell processes, customers break stuff and keep us employed.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's the loop, right? So that is the loop, and and we've heard it before. Sales and all that. They're going to sell the first unit. Great. We want you to sell those units. We want to be there to install them and maintenance them and do everything. But that service, that extra touch that we bring to the table, is going to sell the second, the third, and the fourth. And I'll tell you, as far as food equipment influencing goes, when those partnerships go south, I just had a very big chain ask me about equipment, and I sent them in one direction versus the one that they thought they wanted to go. We're the ones here in the trenches, and discounting our time. Listen, and by the way, I'm not sitting here saying that you should be paying for my guys to learn on the equipment. If my guy took 6 hours to replace something that I know in my heart in a real work kitchen should take an hour and a half, 2 hours, we're going to talk about that. Yeah.
So if someone has repairs and time allotments are made through technical service teams in the factory lab. Anything above and beyond is billed to the client.
Okay.
And he follows up with clients need to understand the reality around service requirements and working conditions. That's our job to sell.
So Frank, I respect you. I hear you. If you plan on having a good relationship with that customer and telling them that you're about to bill them for all that extra, good luck, because I can't get paid. You want me to bill the factory for 3 hours and then I go back to the customer and say, well, they're not paying the other 3 hours because whatever that reason might be, whatever the variable is. My technician had to take extra time because when we were pulling out the boiler, well, this, and this was brittle and it snapped. And there's nothing, now we have to go, there's different things that occur. So you want to go back to a customer now and say, hey, your unit's under warranty, we're doing the repair, but this is where we're at now, and now you're going to get 3 hours worth. I will never see that money. I will never see it. Pick up the phone and call every Sylvester service company on the planet that are running reputable businesses for the last 3-4 decades. They will tell you the same thing. You want me to bill the customer? I'm never going to get it. And then that customer is going to go and tell the dealer, and the dealer is going to call me, and the dealer is going to say, hey, Rich, why are you billing the customer? Well, the factory told me to bill the customer. And then the dealer is going to say, Bulls, and he's going to go to the rep, and then the rep's going to call the manufacturer, and then the rep's going to come back and say, Rich, bill the factory, and the factory's going to pay for it anyway. And that's 6 months for my $300.
Which is
every time. Clockwork. So I respect like the whole like scenario of that's how we want it to be in a realistic world that just is not relevant.
which is why Scott has also shared his opinion, which is warranty work will only bankrupt you.
Well, listen, me and Scott agree on a lot of things. I'm not going to say that I agree with that 100%. Warranty work can be profitable, okay? But it's got to be on the up and up. And it's real quick though, but going back to, to Frank's right here.
Sure. Second?
Yep.
Okay.
Where it says, the client needs to understand the reality around service requirements and working conditions. They don't. They don't. And I will eventually bring my technicians in here. What we see in that field is completely different than what you might think it might be. And the customer has no idea about anything. They don't even know what they're buying half the time. Especially with these site surveys, people are being sold these big Compia and these different things, and when we get there, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know this, and I didn't know I needed that, and I didn't know I needed this and this stuff." Customers are not being explained to what warranty covers, what warranty doesn't cover. They're not explaining what you need before you buy the equipment. They're not being explained. They're just being sold the bells and whistles on the equipment, on what this unit could do, because it's, well, listen, you get this new brand new Compia, this is what it does this, and it's amazing, the technology. It's great, but this is why I'm fired up. This is why I'm fired up, because things are not being discussed in the field. They're not being communicated to the customer. The customer thinks everything's under warranty no matter what. Can anyone out there tell me, is a gasket covered under warranty? Is a seal covered under warranty? Is a doorknob or a door handle or door dial or knob or burner valve, is any of that covered under warranty? Is water damage covered under warranty? Is gas pressure covered under warranty? Is improper use and abuse covered under warranty? We roll into calls all day long that nobody pays for, and we eat thousands. That's why I'm fired up. What do you think?
I think you've got a lot of people fired up on this, actually. You have Quentin Webb. We as service companies
Quentin. That's my brother. Me and him, I love him.
We as service companies have been eating those costs for far too long.
Yes.
Chris Rowling, this process needs to be streamlined.
Yes.
And then
These
also we've got Scott, who continues to add, they're
okay. Smart. We don't want to name anything. We just want to talk the issues. What did he say? I'm sorry. What did Scott say?
He said, won't name the manufacturer, which is great, but the factory had faulty gas valves on 54 unit rooftops. They gave us $1,000 for the service work. No ifs, ands, or buts. Take it or leave it.
I leave it. If you know that that's not going to be cost effective for you to keep your business running, then you leave it. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And I don't need to say that so harshly, because it just needs to be a discussion. Like, hey, listen, where did you come up with that? Let me explain to you what we got to do. This really also goes back to communication lines being open much bigger than they've been in the past. So this is really a conversation starter to and listen, we need to get back into the rooms with manufacturers and sit down with them and say, listen, our costs are soaring, and I'm sure your costs are soaring too on the manufacturing side. But we have to find out where it's going to work for us. And you have to understand, if my technicians are making 30, 35, 40, whatever dollars an hour, we have insurance here that we provide to our employees. Top medical benefits that we bring, platinum plans that we pay 80% of. The inventory that we hold. Every one of my vans has close to $15,000 on it. My refrigeration vans have over $20,000 on it. All these costs go into play. You got auto insurance, you got all the other overhead stuff that you're carrying. These things all go into these costs. The margins are shrinking. And we have to have these open communication lines. You got something else?
Yeah, Josh says, I wish I didn't have to step into a meeting right now because this conversation cooks my grits.
Well, I just got out of our weekly service meeting, so I came out of it talking a little bit about this. One of the topics, and I'll say, Josh, going into your service meeting, maybe this is something you bring to the table real quick, even though you haven't maybe thought it through too much. I said one of the topics in there was we cannot accept deducted time any longer. We can no longer accept it. I know my warranty admin, does her best working with everything, but we keep getting these kickbacks. Oh, we're only paying you for an hour and a half on this. But my guy was there for 3 hours. Well, why was your guy there 3 hours? Because this, and this. Real world kitchen. On fire. Things are on fire all around him. The grills are going, the fryers are going. He has to stop 10 times because 3 people are trying to get by. He's sliding in, he's sliding out, he's moving it to the side. There's a million variables that are happening. And this is not every call, but it happens, okay? Sometimes we go in, we get out, it's 1, 2, 3. But this doesn't happen on every call. No, we're talking about those calls, the 3 calls a week that this might pertain to. But you do 3 calls a week. Just say 3 calls a week where you're deducted 7 hours, 8 hours, 10. I'll say 10 hours you're deducted every week. At just for conversation's sake, $100. That's $1,000 a week. I gotta eat 52 G's a year. And that's on the small. I'm just saying 3 times a week that happens. And I'm losing 10 hours a week on these deductions. I can't incur that. That's Lisa's money. That's my tech's money. That should be back in their pocket. That's why I get fired up about this, because I care about these people. And I know that the people in Sefesa and these service companies, they care about their people. I sit and break bread with them at conferences and regionals, and I got to know these people. They care about their employees. This is taking food out of their mouth. That's why we get fired up. That's why we want to have these conversations. So please don't take this as me angry. I'm fired up, and I'm passionate about the industry. I'm passionate about the topic, and I'm passionate about being better.
Yeah, you're trying to open discussions.
Yes. And back to Scott White, I was saying, so just to talk to really quickly, warranty can be profitable. The problem is, over the years, we lost the parts. Okay, that's a big thing. We lost our part sales. We're paying for freight. There's freight charges. There's loss of part sales that we used to see on those, the handling things, and the labor rates. Some of these manufacturers, beautiful, wonderful. I'm not naming names, but some of them, and I won't name names, $70 an hour, $72 an hour. What was it, 1993? I mean, who gets out of bed for that? You know?
So actually, Scott continued to add, does build service even exist under 2-hour minimums, especially with COVID lead times in the process to actually get on these sites these days?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. Let's do that. Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. So these truck rolls, depending on what state you're in, where you are, I don't know, everyone runs their operations different. But yeah, these truck rolls, getting to site, getting in some of these places, sometimes you get sent to these hospitals and you have to stop. We work on a lot of healthcare assisted livings. Yeah, those technicians are being stopped at the door. They're being temperatures taken. There's different things that happen. That's taking time. Well, that clock is constantly running. These guys and girls here get paid for every single minute that they're clocked in. And I will not have it any other way. I will not deduct a minute from their time. I won't do it. And it's just not, and listen, the real world ain't fair. But we do have to come to a point where we start talking 2020 type contracts, 2020 type agreements, 2020 type work, 2020 type pay, and understand that, like I said, those truck rolls, it takes time to get through these things. And sometimes you go to correctional facilities, these guys are stuck at the gate for an hour sometimes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you get to sites after we do all these things and the customer is late or there are no shows. Who pays for all that? We don't even talk about some of the things that we don't even mention to the manufacturer. Sometimes we just keep it moving. We had a situation today where we went to go do an install, and it was a stand for a unit. The incorrect stand was sent. So I dispatched 2 men because it was a 2-man thing. This location was a little bit far in Jersey, where we are, from the main warehouse. And these guys were leaving out of Bayonne. It was about an hour-and-a-half ride to get down there.
Whoa, that's far.
By the time, so they leave at 6:30, get on site for 8. And now we're friggin' all of a sudden we find out that's Dan. So now I got 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. I got 4 hours in, and now I'm bill to give to somebody. Well, somebody's got to pay for that. We got to find out. Now this is where we got to find out whose fault was this, that this stand. I can't incur these charges anymore. I'm trying to build something beautiful. I'm trying to build a beautiful business here. 16 guys, 20 guys, 30 guys, 40 guys. Bringing all kinds of opportunities to the table. That's what it's about. It's about giving to the people here that have dedicated their time to this. So we can't accept it no more. What do we got?
Moscow is here, apparently.
Oh, that's Alexander.
He says he is here.
He is the man.
Nice
he is the man out in Russia.
It's nice to have all these international folks to talk to. But that's, you got people real fired up today.
Yeah, we're fired up. And listen, this is something I want to, we got right here. So you got
Other way,
Yeah.
right there.
So you got this. So this is where I want to invoke change. And I want to get people not just fired up, but passionate and of the mindset of we care about our industry, we care about our customers, which our customers most of the time are the same customer. So we're all pulling from the same customer, the rep, the dealer, the manufacturer, us. We're in this New Jersey market. We all see it. It's our customer. And we want to give them the best experience because we want them to come back to you. We want them to come back to us. And you can't go around and say, I'm going to give you a bill for this, I'm going to give you a bill for that after they just spent $50,000 on installations and new equipment and everything else. You have to have an understanding that the customer, just wants their unit to work. And if something happens that is a defect to the unit, which that's what warranty is, then we got to step up. The factory's got to step up, and we got to step up and get there and do our thing in a timely fashion. And I'm going to end this by saying that the service company's not always right. We're not always perfect. We're not always on point with everything that we do. We make mistakes. And those mistakes on the opposite end of that, we have to own. So if we show up, let's just say, for instance, we show up on a warranty job and we specifically knew that we needed this and this to go, and we don't show up with those things, and we have to do a second truck roll, that's on me. I failed. I'm not going to put that back on them. But if I know we showed up and there's a $1,000, $2,000 part that's needed, I'm not going to have that bouncing around my vehicle. And I'm not going to stock 15 of them. So I'll probably have one in the warehouse shelf if it's common enough. Because that's another discussion, by the way. And we'll be fired up about that soon. Inventory. An inventory that we have to require to hold here on equipment that we never see. Stay tuned. Anything else going on?
No, that's it.
So listen, we're coming to a close, but I hope you enjoyed this. You're seeing down at the bottom here, scrolling across the screen. I would love for you to join my text community. Please join my text community, 201-485-5159. We're going to be able to connect a little bit more there. But the biggest thing with this is I'm going to be able to let you know different things that are happening through Fed. And events and conferences and masterminds and anything that might be happening. Especially coming up on 2022, you're going to want to be in the know of Fed Conference 2022, and you're also going to want to be able to get the discount on the tickets. We're going to have some powerhouses there in Arizona, so you're going to want to be part of it. Don't have FOMO. And lastly, one more time, just go over to totalfood.com. Why not? Go to totalfood.com and check out Fed Members Corner. We're talking about all kinds of topics, and we're already discussing the March issue. So we'll be putting that out in March on Total Food. Stay tuned and make sure you're subscribing to their newsletter over there so you don't miss a beat. And appreciate Mike Cinto for that again, totalfood.com. So this is another edition of Fired Up with Rich Malachy. If you got any hot topics you want me to talk about, let me know. And I would love to have you on as a guest and come live with me. So let me know. That's a Tuesday. I'll see you later.